Happy New Year!
Did you make that with your mouth?
No. I used professional sound effects to slip it in there.
Slip it in there. He slipped it in there. I don't have a problem saying it. Right here on camera. Jason Jones.
Welcome to the Bill and Jason Show.
I'm Bill Herman. That's Jason
and
Jones.
We haven't even started drinking.
This should have been the show we did that on. That would have been really great.
Yeah.
And I talk about professional.
Right? Exactly. We're going to show you how not to do your show.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us on New Year's Eve. If you don't have a show tonight, thanks for joining us. I don't this year, which is actually really refreshing. As much as I like to work on New Year's Eve because that's the day that it was one of the few days during the year that my wife chooses my price.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's always 3 times my regular rate. So when someone says yes,
you're like, woohoo!
yeah. Well, not just me, my entire family.
Yeah, right. It's like, go, Dad, go.
But I a little other than we're doing a show, which is great. Mm-hmm. But not knowing what to do on New Year's Eve is kind of weird.
Well, turn off the heat, put on your disc jockey news jacket, and snuggle up with, I don't know, whoever. I keep making jokes or allusions to drinking and stuff like that. And New Year's Eve, it's not about drinking or getting drunk, although it can be fun. But it is about having fun. And for me, it's about reflecting.
Reflect. So you put on a mirrored ball suit.
Yeah.
And you reflect.
Well, that's because the transmission from the Pleiades is particularly strong that time of year. And if the aliens get in your head, you're screwed.
Yeah, and for me, I'm just so white that I just strip naked and you can see yourself in my pasty whiteness.
Yeah.
I try to unthink that. Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah. Bill helped me find my keys one day. It was quite amazing.
Yeah, I pointed to them.
The battery was
It's
dead.
over there.
So anyway, since it's a New Year's Eve show and we're being totally ridiculous, I thought, why don't we do, it might be kind of fun to do a little coaching exercise.
Good.
And he's boiling over the exercise. No, it's a coaching exercise you can do on your own.
Okay.
And it has to do with reflection of a different kind than reflecting the sun.
Okay.
Okay, this is more looking back on your life.
Oh, so yeah, at the end of the year, we're looking back on our life over the last year or even more.
Over the last year, probably is a good piece of chunk to kind of work with.
That's good enough.
And really kind of get complete with everything that happened, good, bad, or otherwise.
What do you mean by complete? I mean, we're done. I mean, the end of the year is here. Yeah. Aren't we complete with it?
Well, there's a number of ways you can acknowledge it. You can kind of go through the highlights, both the great moments and the horrible moments, if there were any. In someone's listening, you could share it with someone. Or you could write it down to have it be complete. Then it's done, complete in the past. And then you can move forward and start looking at what is your future going to be, irrespective of whatever happened in the past.
So the goal of being complete is to be able to express what happened so that you don't have to linger on whatever it was, whether it be positive or negative. You're not going to spend, if you get a chance to speak into somebody's listening or say it out loud or write it down, then you're able to let it go. Yeah. That's kind of what you're saying is complete.
Pretty much let it go, and then also not have it have anything to do with your future. If you had a bad show, that doesn't mean you're a terrible performer and no one will ever hire you again. And you should just quit this business and get out because it was a bad idea to ever start. Nobody's ever had those thoughts before. No, it doesn't. I mean, it happened.
Yeah.
You did your best. You can learn from that experience. The process of getting complete is also a great opportunity to learn. Look at what was missing. That's something that you talk about in the workshop a lot. What's missing, not what was wrong with this, what sucked about this.
Right.
How can I be different, better, instead, what was missing that if I had put it there would have made a big difference in the planning and that sort of thing. So that's a great opportunity to do. So looking back over your year.
Mine?
Yeah.
Mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you like? And this doesn't have to just be business. This can be business your whole life or whatever. But what is it that you? I lost my train of thought.
How many train trips did I take?
How many train wrecks?
And how many?
Thinking back
Did
over
I
the
wear
show,
an engineer hat?
can you count the train wrecks?
The show?
So, how many?
No.
It's like I count them in my sleep. No, like looking back over the year, like
Yes.
what is it? Kind of what went well that you'd like to do more of in the new year? What didn't do so well that you'd like to just be done with, or maybe cast off?
What went well? A business standpoint, what went well is the communication with my clients went well. Not perfect, not as well as I would have wished, but it did go well. All of my clients are very happy and grateful for what happened, and I'm really grateful to have had them. Personally, things that went well. I didn't beat my children.
God, let me get a medal for you. They should get like the ear pins.
Well,
Another
you know,
year
it
gone
is,
by
I mean,
without beating your children.
You know, it is. You know, you got teenage girls. You know, it's if you've never thought about beating your children,
Don't
I mean, guys,
hang them up by their
you don't
hair.
Do it. It's just it's teenage kids are hard, man. And I got through the year is kind of like that's a yay. I got through the year. Really, it's really you don't have teenage kids so okay.
Bill's got a big calendar and he puts red X's on every day, counting down to when they move out of the house.
No, I don't. It's just teenage girls are hard. And until you have a teenage boys, and he's got boys, you're not going to get this. No, and the people that do understand it, I didn't get it until my kids turn into teenagers. We don't got to go into it. It just is what it is. And I'm okay with that.
I have it. Here's the saying when it comes to children, okay? Boys are difficult on the front end, easy on the back end. Girls, easy on the front end, difficult on the back end. So
girls are just difficult.
You're just entering the difficult years. Now, if you had early difficult years too, I'm sorry. But we're looking forward to getting into teenagers and be like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I don't know. I'm just playing a game, hanging out with my friends. Awesome. You take out the trash? Sure, Dad.
Yeah. So, it was a good year. It was a good year.
It was a very
there's
good
things
year.
that it was a very good year, but not that there's not things that you. And it's funny, as much as it's hard to talk about the things that went well. You know what I mean? I mean, the first thing I go to is, oh yeah, I had a good year, but you don't have no idea how hard it's been. I even went to how hard it was with the girls.
Yeah, right.
It's a weird thing that I think we all do as much as we want to. I think it'd be a great exercise to be able to just speak about the positive and be grateful for all of that without letting the other crap cloud it. And it does for me on a regular basis.
Well, it's a natural human condition of collecting. You collect negative experiences so you can never have them again. You know what I mean? Like, remember this. I never want to have this again.
Yeah.
And then you're actually going to remember them. Like, oh my God, I'm having it again. And then you're in it. Like, oh,
See,
dang
I
it.
told you.
How did I not see this coming?
I knew it was going to happen.
Right. That's not typical. So you turn that around and look at what are you gonna create?
So that answers your question about that.
Yeah.
That's what's positive. That's what went well.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, I'm it was an awesome year. I got all my business dealings that I was involved in, wrapped up, either sold off or disengaged from, or all that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
All the coaching hour got launched.
Thecoachinghour.com.
My coaching firm, and that's going remarkably well. I'm kind of riding an upswing wave, and really taking off. I've got big plans for that for the new year, and I'm just really excited excited for the difference that I can
I'm
make
really
for
proud
people.
of you, man. It's really great.
Thanks. So that was that. I mean, and it had, getting all that taken care of definitely had its challenges. I mean, you get emotionally attached to projects and other things, and so being able to work through that and come out the other end and have everything having worked out just fine is really it really feels like a good accomplishment for the year.
So now, looking back again, so are there things that you would have liked? Well, you can't look back at the year and not see or think about the things that didn't go well, or you'd well, I don't know if it didn't go well is where I want to go. It's like, well, okay, now what do you want for yourself for the next year? What do you if we don't look past at the negative?
Well, it's
we're
not
only
about
looking into the future. So what do we want for our future?
it's not about ignoring the negative, it's about like identifying like what works. So like one of the things we talked about, well, in talking about the future, when we were talking about before the show, and I was saying like, well, what I really want to take on for the new year, I don't want to make a resolution to lose weight.
Yeah.
What I want to do is that I want to take on my health. Now, what does taking on my health look like? Well, I'm working with a health coach. I'm looking on creating habits so that I am attracted to fruits and that I actually plan when I'm going to eat and what I'm going to eat, not just eat whatever's in front of me. Like actually build something to support my goal, a structure to support my goal of regularly eating healthy without thinking about it, and so that is a mindset of, instead of chasing needs, like, oh my gosh, I got to lose weight, like I have to fix something that's wrong with me, like going like, I want to bring more of this good stuff into my life. So how can I be supported doing that? And so in the new year, I'm like, based on my last year of I haven't had fortunately many really serious health issues, but I don't want health issues.
Yeah.
So like I'm like going to try to correct this train, get this train going down the track in the way that that is going to be productive. So it's like looking at like what habits, and you can like look at that in terms of like any aspect. You're like your business habits. Like I'm going to really focus on how I manage my time and my productivity, so that so I can grow my business like I want without saying, well, sorry family, you have to wait 10 years. And then when I'm really rich, then I'll spend time with you if you recognize me.
Right.
Because that just doesn't work. Because, you don't get the wonder years back. And it's possible if you're intentional, it's possible to create anything.
Agreed.
So how about
so
you?
that whole food thing where you're going to eat more vegetables, that just, first of all, that sounds crazy. Just nuts.
Yeah. Got a big pound of
I'm
sugar.
going to do my best to eat less Cheetos. No, I know.
That's
something.
good, because Cheetos has MSG in it.
Oh, does it really? That's what makes them so delicious.
Oh, is it ever? That's why I have them. I feel guilty. I shared them with my child.
You spoke to a couple of things that I'm looking forward to the year and creating for myself. It's management of time, not necessarily better or more management of time, but taking on time management in such a way that I have everything that I want, not just an efficient business that runs well, an efficient a creative structure that runs well, but that time that I just love to have with my family. On top of that, I'm taking on gratitude, a lot more gratitude, and I'm very grateful anyway. I'm one of those people that's very grateful for things, but when I start getting close, when it starts closing in to, because I'm grateful out in the world very well. When it gets closer to my own world, I forget, I just don't let it happen. I forget, I suppose, is a good word. That the little things, the tiny things within just my family, just the things that are happening in my life for me to be grateful for, because that creates so much more power to move forward in the things that I want when I'm living in that world of gratitude. I see it in business. They tell you, you thank everybody for everything all the time. Send a card out when you see them on the street. Hey, thanks. Nice to see you. Or thanks for lunch. Or thanks for being a great photographer, even if you didn't talk to the guy at the wedding reception. Those are wonderful. It's a great way to be in business. And it creates this structure of love from your vendors and from your clients that's amazing for business. But then you get home and you forget how awesome that works, because it's not a business thing. It's not. That's not what makes that business thing work so well. It's because gratitude is very personal, and I know that I don't enough, and that's something I'm really.
You don't want enough.
I don't. I'm not grateful for who I am in the world, for who my children are, for me and the difference they make, for my wife. I am, but not in the way that I know I can be. not in the way that I want to be. There you go.
So
not in the way I want to be.
So how are you going to express it so that you experience that?
I'm going to
If you're
create
willing to
that
be coached
gratitude
here.
every single day. I'm going to create that gratitude every single day so that I can live as a grateful person around my children.
What does that look like?
It looks like
creating that every day is doing what? What's the doing of that?
Well, if nothing else, waking up and thanking my family for being great. I mean, instead of waking up and going, "Oh, come on, get moving." Have you eaten your breakfast yet? What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, come on. We gotta go. What is going on? Really? Come on, don't spit. I mean, don't do that. What's wrong with you? As opposed to that, hey, great. Thanks for getting up so quickly. Hey, good job. It's that gratitude of, I'm grateful that you are there, and I'm grateful for the effort that you're putting into our family. As opposed to, I'm irritated that it's not enough. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And that's easy to go to when you're tired and when you're thinking about yourself, and then that same gratitude for what I have, for what I have personally, financially, the love that's being shared with me, the wonder in their eyes every day, the time and effort that my wife puts into everything she does so that she can have a few moments with me in the evening before we go to bed. That's something that's really matters to me, and I want to move towards that. And in that same gratitude, taking care of myself. I'm also taking on meditation this year.
Oh, really?
And
that's
within
awesome.
that meditation's going to, like you with your health, I'm doing it as well. Not maybe not the same exact way, but I've.
So how are you going to take that on so it's not chasing a need to be more rested or a need for whatever?
No, it isn't. It's just
creating a habit.
I want that to be something that I am. That I'll take that time every day. I'll schedule it into my day so I can take that time every day to really just be quiet and meditate, even for a few moments.
That's awesome.
Every single day. And then on top of that, it's now each day I'm going to create this list of things that I want to happen for myself every day, because that's not something that I've taken on. I don't take on, for me, I take on the things I do for everybody else.
You're going to be intentional in the new year. You're going to be grateful in the new year, and you're going to be quiet in the new year.
Yeah,
you're going to sit still for the first time in your life.
That's really, and I'm doing it for me, which is really a big thing for me. I'm a big pleaser, so whether it comes to my family, to my friends, to my clients, if I'm doing for them, then I'm happy. I'm a good person, and I can ignore me really easy, and I do that. I do that all the time, and because of it, my health fails.
Yeah, and
my peace fails, and everything about now when I am alone, all I see is I need to go out and help and be for somebody else because I feel awful about me. And I don't look at me very often, so I'm taking that on this year. That there are things about me and for me that I'm going to do for me. And in that, it's going to make it easier for me to be for everyone else because I'm taking care of this.
Sounds like an expression of love. This will be like the year of love. Bill loves Bill. He was having a love affair with his arm just before the show.
I'm going to do that.
Yes, there you go. That's perfect. Why don't you share with us? Let us know, what are you creating for the new year?
We'd love to hear it.
What didn't work for you that you want to be complete with last year and have a lot less of? What is it that really worked great that you want to have a lot more of in the coming year?
What don't you have and you want to see happen for you?
Yes. What do you want to create for yourself? Take a couple of lines, put it on the Bill and Jason Show page on Facebook or right down below here on...
Or go to the blog. That works too.
Yeah. Or does it? Does it?
Oh, yeah. We can do comments on the blog. Sure, why not?
Anyway, if you can, do it. If you can't, well, we've got other alternatives.
Hey, and we'll see you next year.
That's right. Happy New Year.
Jason Joe.
Broadcasting from high atop planet Earth at a rate of 96 kilobytes sampled per second over the interweb in an effort to stop glorifying being busy. This has been an entertainment experience production.